Selamat sejahtera Puan. Hari ini kami akan membentangkan PBA yang diberikan dan nama saya Logeshwaran F140 dan ini adalah teammate saya.
Assalamualaikum Puan, nama saya Nurana Sofia F1152.
Hello madam, my name is Sachizan and my metric number is 01DIT24F1008.
Selamat sejahtera Puan, nama saya George Koglen. Nombor metrik saya ialah 01DIT24F1097.
Okay madam, for the first question we have Innova Tech Solutions. We have chosen rate 10 for Innova Tech Solutions. So the first one is solution proposal. So provide a detailed explanation of the selected rate configuration and justify why it is the most effective disaster recovery solution for Innova Tech Solutions. So the first category is selected rate level is rate 10. So rate 10, it was a redundant array of independent disks, which is level 10. So the next one is core technology used. So we have used combines disk mirroring rate 1 and disk stripping rate 0. So data is mirrored for redundancy, then strip across mirror pair for higher speed and performance. The next one is recommended number of drives. So there are 4 to 12 drives for optional performance, redundancy and manageable rebuild times. And the next one is fault tolerance, and it can withstand one disk failure per mirror pair. In some cases, multiple drives can fail as long as they are in different mirror sets. So the next category is data protection mechanism. So each piece of data is stored on 2 drives mirror. If one drive fails, its mirror provides an exact copy, ensuring no data loss. So the next one is read performance for rate 10. So it was excellent and data can be read from multiple devices simultaneously, giving very high read speeds. So the last one is write performance, and it was also very good. Writes occur simultaneously on both mirrors with minimal delay, no parity calculation overhead like rate 5. So then for the next one, I will pass it on to my friend Logesh. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. As continuation from why we choose rate 10, it have a rebuild behavior where it's simple and fast. When a drive fail, it is replaced and system copy data directly from the mirror, and it significantly reduces the rebuild time compared to parity based rate. Apart from it, we got the storage efficiency, which is the half of it, the storage, which is 50%, is used for mirroring. For example, we got a 16 terabyte of drive and 8 terabyte of it will used for mirroring. Next, in terms of parity distribution, there isn't a parity use, as protection came directly from the mirroring. In terms of cost efficiency, it is moderate, as the higher disk cost around 50% total capacity is used for redundancy, but it's quite unmatched performance and fast recovery. And lastly, scalability, where it can scale by adding drives in mirror pairs, as you just take a half of it and the remaining half is usable. So the performance and redundancy scale together. And as for the conclusion of it, we can say that rate 10 is quite ensure that maximum uptime and fast recovery even after the drive failure. And it can offer a strong data protection.
So we move on to the next question, which is present strong justification on how the chosen rate setup supports the company's goal for data security, reliability, and high performance. So the first factor is data security and redundancy. Each drive is mirror, so a full copy of all data exists. Rate 10 can survive at least one drive failure per mirror pair without losing data. So why it benefits Innova Tech? Because it prevents total data loss even if multiple drives fail, as long as not in the same pair, ensuring protection against the kind of failure previously experienced. So the next factor is reliability and availability. So the system continues to operate seamlessly. If a disk fails, it will rebuild simple and quick, restoring full redundancy with minimal performance drop. So the benefits are guaranteed 24/7 server uptime and minimizes downtime risk during hardware failure, crucial for business operations. And the next factor is performance. So it stripping across mirrors provide both high read and high write speeds, ideal for handling multiple concurrent operations. So the benefits for Innova Tech is enhances system responsiveness, for database access, file sharing, and real-time application, critical to Innovatech's productivity.
Alright, and as for the why the justification of chosen rate 10, the remaining would be the recovery time, as the rebuild time are faster because data is directly copied from the mirror and it's not recalculated using parity. And why it's benefit the Innovatech is because it reduces the vulnerability windows during disk replacement, as it does stay in the disk. And it should ensure the fast disaster recovery and continuous system service. Apart from that, in terms of cost and benefits, although the storage is 50% used, RAID 10 is reliability and speed are always the additional drive costs. And why its benefits also, as can provide peace of mind and operator stability, where it enhances the protecting critical business information, where we can back up from the disk.
Soalan nombor 2. Cost analysis. So conduct a comprehensive cost analysis covering the implementation of chosen RAID configuration, including hardware, installation, and required resources. So we have divided this cost into 3 categories, which is cost factors, description, and estimated impact. First cost factor is hard drives. So RAID 10 system requires a minimum of 4 identical drives, which is 2 mirrored pairs. Only half of the total storage capacity is usable because of mirroring. So the estimated cost is actually high for this RAID 10 system, is because since the double the number of drives is needed compared to a single drive or a RAID 0 setup. Next is RAID controller. So a hardware RAID controller with RAID 10 support ensures faster performance, reliability, and real-time data synchronization between mirrored pairs. So the estimated cost is medium to high, depending on controller type. If we use hardware-based controller type, it may be a higher cost than a software system. Next is installation. We need IT professionals to configure the RAID 10 setup, to test the redundancy, and also to verify the mirrored and stripped performance. So the estimated impact is medium cost, because the setup is straightforward, but it requires skilled technicians to test it for optimal tuning. Next is testing and verification. So it includes running drive failure simulation, recovery tests, and performance benchmarking to ensure data safety and system stability in that system. So the estimated impact price is low to medium. It's actually important to ensure the RAID functions properly before deployment in real time. Next is include an estimation of ongoing costs such as system maintenance, power consumption, and long-term operational expenses. So we also divided this segment into 3 factors, which is cost segment, explanation, and impact on costs. The first cost segment is drive replacement. So when a drive fails, it must be replaced and rebuilt by copying data from its mirror. So rebuilds are quick and safe. So the impact on this cost is moderate cost due to more drives in the system, but simple replacement process. It's just we need to replace the drive, that's it. Next is system monitoring. So regular monitoring by IT staffs to check drive health, RAID logs, and mirror synchronization status. So this will cost in a moderate level, since continuous monitoring ensures early detection of issues. Next is drive power and cooling system. So RAID 10 use multiple drives, which consumes more power and generate additional heat. So proper healing systems are required to maintain the stability. So this is going to cost us a high amount, because due to a lot of energy usage and increased cooling requirements. Last is performance tuning. So performance tuning is occasional. It's an occasional optimization or firmware updates for RAID controller and drives to sustain their top performance. So this will cost us a low till moderate cost, because periodic maintenance which handled by IT department may cost us in a low amount of money. That's it from me. Thank you.
Untuk implementation plan, which is we have to develop a clear, structured and feasible step-by-step plan for deploying the rate configuration on the company server and outline procedures for configuration, monitoring and maintenance to ensure data protection and system stability in case of hardware or system failure. Jadi yang pertama, untuk develop a clear, structured and feasible step-by-step ni, yang pertama kita ada pre-deployment preparation, which is risk mitigation. Yang pertama, critical data backup, which we have to perform a full and verified backup of all data currently residing on the server single drive to an external isolated storage drive. This is the ultimate disaster recovery step, as array creation destroys all existing data. Yang kedua, hardware inventory, which is kita kena confirm the presence of a compatible hardware rate controller and ensure the 4 ataupun more identical drives are installed and recognized by the server's BIOS ataupun UEFI. Yang ketiga, which is the controller firmware check, which we have to verify that the rate controller's firmware is running the latest stable version to prevent known bugs or performance issues. And seterusnya kita kena configure the rate 10 array. Yang pertama, kita kena access utility, di mana kita kena reboot the server and access the rate controller configuration utility yang usually via a specific key sequence, contohnya macam Ctrl R or Ctrl M during the post screen. Yang kedua, select drives. So within the utility ni, kita kena select the 4 or more physical drives intended for the new array. Yang ketiga, create virtual disk (VD), which we have to initiate the process to create a new virtual disk and explicitly choose RAID 10 or RAID 1+0 as the array type. Yang keempat, kita kena configure parameter, which is yang pertama script size or block size. So kita kena set the block size, contohnya macam 64KB ataupun 128KB, optimally for the expected workload, typically balanced for both sequential and random input or output. Yang kedua, initialization, which we have to perform a full initialization to write zeros to the entire array and ensure parity or mirror integrity before data loading. This is preferred over a quick initialization for new critical array. Dan yang kelima, finalize. So kita kena save the configuration and exit the utility, and the server is now ready for OS integration with the RAID 10 array appearing as a single logical drive. Seterusnya untuk 3.1.3, which is post configuration and system integration, which is for OS integration, kita kena boot the server with the operating system installation media. The OS should detect the new RAID 10 volume as a single unallocated disk. Dan yang kedua, partition and format. Kita kena create the required partitions on the new volume. Contohnya macam separate partitions for the OS and data and format them with the appropriate file system. Contohnya macam NTFS for Windows servers. Dan yang ketiga, data restoration. Kita kena restore the previously backup critical business information onto the newly created and formatted RAID 10 volume. Seterusnya, untuk outline procedures for configuration, monitoring and maintenance. Yang pertama, procedures for configuration, monitoring and maintenance ni obviously untuk ensure data protection and system stability. So, monitoring and system stability ni, yang pertama, kita ada RAID management software, which we have to install the RAID controllers management software. Sebagai contohnya, Open Manage Server Administrator within the OS, and this allows in-band monitoring of the array status. Yang kedua, automated alerts. So we have to configure the management software to send immediate alerts, email, SNMP track to IT staff upon a drive failure. Contohnya macam status degraded or when a reboot starts or completes. Yang ketiga, periodic health checks. So we have to conduct a weekly check of the array status looking for optimal health. Also review the smart data logs of individual drives to proactively identify drives with increasing error rates before they fail. Seterusnya consistency checks, which we have to schedule monthly consistency checks, and if supported by the controller, to ensure that the data on the mirrored sets remains identical. Seterusnya untuk 3.2.2, which is maintenance and disaster recovery procedures, which we have scenario dan juga procedure for data protection and stability. Untuk scenario yang pertama, which is routine maintenance, we have the procedure is quarterly firmware updates. Update the rate controller and drive firmware during scheduled maintenance windows to enhance stability and performance. Dan yang kedua adalah monthly battery test, which you have to ensure the rate controller's right cache battery BBU is tested to ensure cache contents are protected during power loss. Yang kedua, single drive failures, which is we have to identify and hot swap. Identify the failed drive via the amber fault light and hot swap the drive with an identical replacement. While the server is running, the controller will automatically initiate the reboot process using the mirrored data to restore redundancy. Dan yang ketiga, monitoring rebuild. Immediate monitoring. Monitor the rebuild status closely. Due to RAID 10's architecture, the rebuild is relatively fast, minimizing the system's time in the degraded vulnerable state. Dan yang terakhir, which is catastrophic, so external backup restore. In the extremely rare event of a double failure within the same mirrored set RAID 10 fails, the protocol is to initiate the disaster recovery plan and restore all critical data from the latest external verified backup source. Jadi itu saja daripada saya.